Welcome to the Mindset Over Magic podcast. In today's episode, we are going to be talking about the inner child wounds, and the importance of healing these wounds. I'll be going over a few of my favorite ways to heal the inner child as well. So grab a cup of tea, find a comfortable spot, and let's journey inward together. Hi, I'm Jacqueline Shadoff from Beyond Magic, and for 15 years, I've been mastering my spiritual abilities to bring healing and mentorship to those I meet along my journey. I underwent a dark night of the soul, which catapulted me into awakening to my life's true purpose. And now, I empower and teach others to find their own spiritual mastery. This is the podcast where I bring the principles of spirituality, mindset, and resistance to light, which will help you heal your past and karmic imprints so you can finally have the life you desire. And it all starts from within. This is the Mindset Over Magic podcast. Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome back to another episode of the Mindset Over Magic podcast. This is the place, the podcast, where we dive deep into topics about spiritual healing and where I help you to uncover your true self and empower you to overcome past obstacles. I'm Jacqueline Shadoff from Beyond Magic, and today we are going to be exploring a deeply transformative topic: understanding and healing the inner child. So once again, thank you so much for being here for yourself. And whether you are just beginning your spiritual journey or you are well on your path, this episode will guide you through the magic of reconnecting with that pure, innocent part of yourself and solidify all of your healing. So let's first understand what the inner child is. Like, what do we mean when we say the inner child? It's a phrase we hear people say often, and you might hear people talk about it over social media or even at a therapist's office. But what do they mean exactly? Well, the inner child represents the part of you that holds the feelings, experiences, and memories of your younger self. This isn't just some abstract concept. It's the very core of your emotional being. The inner child is the one who felt joy at simple pleasures, like dancing in the rain or hugging a beloved toy. But it's also the part of us that may still hold on to the pain, fear, or confusion from childhood. Perhaps it remembers the times you weren't comforted when you were scared or when you felt unheard or unworthy. Healing the inner child is all about embracing those wounded parts of ourselves, reparenting them, and allowing them to finally receive the love and care they need. When we ignore our inner child, those unhealed wounds can manifest as self-doubt, fear of rejection, or even patterns of self-sabotage. These are issues that may be held onto well into adulthood if unaddressed. So we have to be very careful to reparent ourselves to make sure our childhood traumas don't show up in our relationships and day-to-day lives. If they do, they can wreak havoc, destroy relationships, and hold you back from your greater purpose. And that's why this kind of healing is so important. Many of our beliefs and coping mechanisms are rooted in childhood. These belief systems were developed in response to the environment we grew up in. especially during those formative years. If your inner child experienced criticism, neglect, or lack of affection, that part of you may still be operating from a place of hurt, and it influences your adult behavior. If you don't take the time to heal your inner child wounds, this can cause you to find yourself in unhealthy relationships because your inner child craves validation. Or, perhaps you'll find yourself dealing with a massive fear of failure because you were told as a child that you had to be perfect. You see how healing these wounds can help? This allows you to break free from these limiting beliefs and patterns, those cycles that no longer serve you, and you will be able to start living in alignment with your true self. It's like wiping the slate clean and starting fresh, but still having all of the life experiences up to this point. When we give our inner child the attention that he or she needs, we start to form a healthier relationship with ourselves. We learn to respond with love and compassion rather than from a place of reaction or fear. This is also commonly known as a trauma response. But this is why I stress the importance of giving yourself grace and allowing yourself to heal. You need to come from a place of compassion when you speak to yourself and to others. Operating from the highest level of love is operating at the highest frequency, and that's what we want for optimal mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical health. I'm going to go off on a little tangent here for a bit, but have you ever noticed that people who gossip and speak poorly of others tend to be a lot less happy? These people tend to deal with more negativity, negative thoughts and emotions, and even mental health concerns like depression. This is because your brain cannot differentiate between yourself and who it is you're talking about. They actually did studies about this and discovered that when you speak poorly about others, your brain thinks you're talking about yourself, so you go into a negative cycle with that as well. So we want to make sure we heal ourselves, and a key part of the healing journey is recognizing when your traumas, especially your inner child wounds, are speaking. Most often, the inner child makes him or herself known through strong emotional reactions. Have you ever felt disproportionately upset over something that seems pretty minor or trivial? Perhaps someone made a comment that triggered a deep sadness or even a rage, something beyond what the situation warranted. That is often the voice of the inner child crying out, wanting to be heard. It's important to notice when this happens and give that part of yourself the acknowledgement it deserves and needs. For example, imagine yourself walking down the street and you see someone wearing brightly colored clothes and crazy blue hair. What would your first instinct be? If your first instinct is to think or say something negative, you probably have an inner child wound related to this that needs healing. Inner child wounds related to this may indicate that your creativity was inhibited as a child, Or perhaps your parents didn't like it when you expressed yourself. Perhaps they didn't approve when you wanted to dress a certain way or wear your hair differently. And so now, those wounds from your childhood are rising up in adulthood again, and they're manifesting in a way that brings up negativity within you and could potentially affect others negatively as well. Imagine yourself as a child, feeling hurt or scared. What did you need back then? Was it a comforting hug? Someone to tell you that everything would be all right? Now you need to provide that for yourself in order to reparent yourself. When you hear your inner child's voice, take a moment and pause. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and allow yourself to connect with these emotions. This is your opportunity to offer comfort, understanding, and love to yourself. And that is how you're going to reparent yourself. Now let's talk about some practices that you can use to heal your inner child. One powerful method, which is also my favorite method, is visualization. Find a place, a quiet place, where you won't be disturbed. Close your eyes and imagine meeting your younger self. See yourself as a child, maybe 5 or 6 years old. Notice what they're wearing, their expressions, and their emotions. Approach your inner child gently with love. Tell them that you're here for them now, that they're safe, and that you're ready to listen. This is a powerful way to connect with your inner child and heal those wounds. This is actually a much simpler way to do this, and I work with my clients to do a more complex version of this. You may also want to try journaling as a way to connect. You can start by writing a letter to your inner child. Let them know that you're aware of their pain and that you want to help them heal. This act of writing can be incredibly cathartic, allowing you to put your emotions into words and create a bridge between your current adult self and your inner child. If writing isn't quite your speed, you can also take up some drawing or painting and allow your creativity to flow through you, which will open up your inner child as well. And this brings me to my next point. Another way to nurture that inner child is to do things that you enjoyed as a child. Activities that brought you joy and put you in a mindset of playfulness when you were a child. So that could be painting again, drawing, dancing, or simply going to the playground. You could go on the swings, you could do the monkey bars, you can go down the slide. You just need to allow yourself to experience that joy again, which can actually be so deeply healing. If you're not quite sure, allow yourself to meditate on this. Take a deep breath and really try to figure out what it is that would heal that inner child. Think of all the activities that put you in that state of joy and playfulness as a child. And finally, you may want to consider incorporating some sort of affirmation ritual into your daily routine. So affirmations that can be very self-healing and allow your inner child to be healed. So things like, I am loved, I am safe, I deserve to be heard, I deserve to be seen. These can help reprogram those old limiting beliefs and provide your inner child with the reassurance they need. Do keep in mind, like all types of healing, healing the inner child is not a one-time event. It's an ongoing practice of self-love and compassion. Each time you choose to honor that younger part of yourself, you create a safe space for healing and transformation. Healing the inner child also allows you to get rid of karmic imprints that may be repeating themselves in your lifetime, so you can see drastic improvements in the quality of your life in various areas of your life if you continue to do the healing for your inner child. Just remember to assess the situation when these emotions arise, because when these emotions arise, that is when your inner child is being triggered, and that is the most opportune moment for you to heal the inner child, because those wounds are already at the surface. So because they are being triggered, they are ready to be let go. Just remember, the journey inward may not always be easy, but it is always so very worth it. So continue on your healing journey, and remember to give yourself grace and give yourself the space to heal at your own pace. Thank you so much for joining me today. If this episode resonated with you, I encourage you to take some time this week to connect with your inner child. Give them the love and care that they need. And if you'd like to share your experiences, feel free to reach out. I'm on social media, Instagram, TikTok, and I love hearing from all of you. So make sure you let me know of your own experiences. Be sure to tune in to the next episode, because I will be going through a meditation that I created that will really help you heal that inner child and resolve those inner child wounds. So until next time, keep shining your light, keep embracing your magic, and remember, you are all so very worthy of all the love the universe has to offer. So again, my name is Jacqueline Shadoff, and I'm from Beyond Magic, and you just listened to the Mindset Over Magic podcast. I'll talk to you guys again next time.